Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Leila and today I'm so excited to welcome you to my tattoo tour video. I honestly love watching these on YouTube, and I don't know, I just always wanted to film one, but I was waiting to have a decent amount of tattoos to actually have something to show. And because I started so late, I was 23 when I got my first tattoo and now I'm 27, I only now feel like I have enough to film a tattoo tour. But also it took me so long because every time I decide to film a tattoo tour, I'm like, oh, but I'm getting one more, like, you know, in a few months, so let me do it then. As right now it is November, I'm actually getting another tattoo in January, and I was like, you know what, I will always have more tattoos to film, and if I will have anything else to add, I will just film part 2 or updated tattoo tour. So for now, let's just go straight into it. I have
a few moments later.
I have 17 tattoos. If we count my finger tattoos separately, all of my tattoos have deep meaning, so prepare yourself for a very lengthy video full of, you know, background info. Let's go. So I'm actually wearing a corset, you probably can see, just because I was feeling like it. So I won't be able to actually show you tattoos that are around my chest and like on my ribs, but I'll just insert video clips so we won't be, you know, wasting time by me showing and undressing myself right now. Anyways, first tattoo I got on my ribs, it's Arabic writing. It's the word freedom in Arabic. As I said, I got my first tattoo when I was 23, and it took me so long because honestly I grew up with a very I wouldn't say my dad was strict, but I guess strict dad that would never let me get a tattoo. And when I was studying, like when I turned 18 and I could just go get a tattoo, I really didn't feel comfortable paying for it with my dad's money, because at the time when I was studying I wasn't working, obviously. Well, I mean, not obviously, some people do that, but I wasn't, so I just didn't feel good about spending my dad's money on something my dad doesn't approve, and like he was absolutely against it. So only when I graduated and started making my own money, I was like, I'm ready, let me do it. This tattoo I knew I'm gonna get. I was thinking about it for 5 years prior to actually getting it tattooed. So the meaning behind it is actually maybe a bit silly, but to me it matters and it means a lot. So the idea came to me when I was 18. I was in love with this guy, and you know, I found out he was actually playing with my feelings. He had an older woman, and like it was just really dramatic, but like that was really big heartbreak for me, because you know, I was 17, 18 like when I found out I was 18. So it was just my first, like, I don't know if that was love, but it was like big deal. It was like my heartbreak. Like I actually thought that was the one, and after that I actually wasn't dating anyone or falling in love up until I met my husband. When I was 23, by the way, I met my husband. So that heartbreak really like kind of made me grow up, and I was like, I'm no longer gonna believe anyone. My heart is closed, you know. I had trust issues. I just didn't believe in love anymore, and I just got it next to my heart, or I knew I want to get it next to my heart, because it was like my heart will always be free. I know, like, you know, at 18 you are like that. So I was like, I will always remind myself that I no longer belong to anyone, I belong to myself. And that word freedom, like, it really represents more like that aspect. But when I got it at 23, I was already dating my future husband, and he actually inspired me to get a tattoo because he loves tattoos. He had, I think at that point, only one tattoo, but you know, now of course he also has more. But like, he really was like telling me, yeah, you should go get it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get it. So I already loved my future husband when I was getting this tattoo, and I actually told him the story about it, like the same as I told you. And you know, he was like, yeah, like, you know, fully support you, like be your own girl. And that's like, I think, a good lesson for all the young girls. Then when I got it at 23, actually I got backlash from my mom's side of the family, because I posted this tattoo and the photo where I'm like basically covering my boobs with my arm. I'm gonna insert it. And like after that, my mom's family basically like started messaging me, telling me that tattoos are wrong, that posting photos like that is wrong. So it was like really a difficult period for me, because like I didn't expect that, because like I was 23, who gives a fuck what I'm doing, right? But they apparently did. And that was the moment when also this tattoo got another meaning, that like you need to be free from all the societal expectations, your family, and like, you know, just be yourself, be free, who gives a fuck? Like, don't let the society to bully you into being who you are not. And I know that for me, my tattoos mean so much. Like, without them, I'm not myself anymore. So F that. I'm proud of my tattoos, and my first tattoo was like that special moment in my life where I got it and I was like, I'm my own woman now. Pain wise, this tattoo, as it was my first one, I really was always so scared of tattoos, and I prepared myself for the worst. And honestly, you guys, I'm gonna say this, I love getting tattoos and they don't hurt me. I'm not someone who's like, I have high pain tolerance. I actually don't, but for some reason tattoos just go so well that I actually enjoy that pain. Like, I don't know, it's just like nice feeling of, you know, putting something on my body. So it wasn't painful. I thought it's gonna be awful, and it was just like not a big deal. Next tattoo I got, so this one I think I got November or December. I actually need to check, I don't remember. But it was like fall 2018. Then second one was this one. I actually can show you because I'm sitting. Can you guys see? So it says Yarat. I got it in February 2019, so a few months after my first one. And this one, unlike the first one, I wasn't thinking about it for too long. I was just like this. I asked my friend, who is a very talented artist. She's still looking for her style and everything, so I cannot tell you guys go check her out. But she's very talented, she's very artistic, and I always liked her calligraphy. Like, she would make these videos where she's writing stuff, and it was just really amazing. And I just asked her, can you write Yarat, which means in Azerbaijani create. And as you guys know or don't know, now you know, I'm half Azerbaijani, and I just didn't want to put create so everyone can know, like, you know, it says create. I wanted to put it more like so no one knows, you know. And so every time people see it, they're like, what is Yarat? And I'm like, it's create in Azeri, you know. So I feel like a representative of my people every time when someone asks me. But all the jokes aside, I got this tattoo when I was 23 still, and I just got my first job, as I said, but I really didn't like that job. I felt like it wasn't creative at all. It was like at this media place, but I wasn't doing journalism there. I was like kind of like coordinator, assistant, something like that. And you know, I really hated my job. I hated my life at the time. I would wake up, look in the mirror, and like I felt like I betrayed my inner child because I'm not doing what I thought I would be doing. It was just like not the vibe. And like I was crying, and I was like, I was supposed to be creative, I was supposed to, you know, do something exciting, and here I am like wasting my early 20s. And so I got this tattoo for myself to know and remember, no matter what is happening in my life, I need to continue creating. And at the time, the only outlet I had to use creativity was YouTube, you know. So this is why my channel means so much to me. Like, it's just my outlet where I get to be myself, and I'm just like real and honest. And so I got that tattoo at the time, and like ever since then, like I really believe that what you put on your body like means so much. Ever since then, I feel like life has been taking me more on creative path, and like I'm just like becoming more and more the person that I wanted to be. I'm still nowhere near like, you know, maybe perfect ideal life, but I'm very grateful for where I am and for living my creative life. That's all. So next tattoo I got on my back, and it's basically another Azeri influence. At the time I moved to Slovenia, and because I got married and I moved to Slovenia and I had no family there, no friends, I felt very lonely, and as you guys know, I was struggling to get a job. It was really dark period in my life. So for 2 years, again, only YouTube was there, and actually my channel started growing at the time, so that was great. Like, that was something for me, like, that was exciting. And of course, you know, I'm grateful that my husband was supporting me. Like, you know, if not for him, first of all, I wouldn't move there, but like, it was really tough time, and I even now I'm like, I'm so glad it's over. I don't live there anymore. But when I was living there, I was very lonely and unhappy, and I was trying to kind of like remind myself, I think, more that I belong to diaspora. Like, I am Azerbaijani and I am proud of my culture, my roots. Like, it means so much to me to be one of us. That's the time when I found for the first time the poem of Azerbaijani poet from the 14th century, Nasimi. And you know, I don't speak Azeri that well to actually read like a poem, you know. So I read the English translation, and there were like lines that really spoke to me, and I felt like this is exactly how I feel my whole life, and not just now, but my whole life, but especially now as I was living through that difficult period in my life. And basically I put the words from his poem. The words on my back are saying, admire the flames of my fire, in these flames I cannot fit. I think art doesn't need to be explained. I think these words really explain it well enough. But basically how I personally like viewed this whole poem, and like how it touched me personally, is that everyone views me a certain way, and some people might be intrigued by my flames, you know, this brightness that I have, but that's not all I am. And that's how it really bothered me, that people a lot of times would label me as something, and I knew I'm much more than that. I'll never be able to show everyone every aspect of me, and you know, it's okay. Like, you can admire my flames, but just know I don't fit in these flames, you know. I'm not this body, I'm not this whole, like, I don't know, person. I'm more than that. I understand that some people will only get as far as admiring the flames of my fire. That's how I understand this, but that's the beauty of art, that everyone can understand it in different ways. Oh, by the way, I need probably to mention my first 2 tattoos were done by an artist in Prague, at Long Story Tattoo. She was really nice. She's from Spain, but she lives in Prague. Her name was Alba, and she was really cool. But I only got those 2 tattoos, then I moved away from Prague, and since then I wasn't going there. But I can honestly like recommend everyone, only one artist, but I will say which one that I wouldn't recommend, and I'm not gonna mention their name. But everyone else, like 3 artists that worked on my body, I'll mention them, and I'm so grateful that they exist, because all of them were so kind, nice people, and all of them were girls. I'm just like team girls forever. And this tattoo on my back I got when I went home to Almaty, Kazakhstan, and I have a tattoo artist there. She has really difficult nickname on Instagram, like but I'm gonna write it here. So if you'll be in Almaty, and I think sometimes she goes to other places, like I think I saw she was in Istanbul, so she travels like all other artists and does work elsewhere. But if you are from my home country and you want to get tattooed, like, she's the best. So then I wasn't getting tattooed for a very long time. As you know, 2020 happened, nothing was happening, and then I think 2021 March I again traveled home because I needed to get passport. And anyways, I had reasons to travel, but I was like not traveling at all since COVID, so it was just like nerve-wracking. But okay, that's not the story here. The story here is that I got 2 more tattoos from the same girl in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I really loved, and I still do love, her style, and anytime I'll be back in Almaty, because since then I wasn't back home, anytime I'll be back there, I'll definitely hit her up, and hopefully she will be at home when I'll be there so I can get something else. But she is like really talented, so I'm so happy that I have cool works on my body from cool artists. So anyways, here's the tattoo, sternum tattoo that I got next, and it's a rose with a moon and a star. And basically the meaning, I actually filmed a video when I got that sternum tattoo, so you can just go and check it out if you want to know more about the pain and everything. It's actually, as much as I love getting tattooed and I don't feel pain that badly, this one, I wouldn't say it hurt, but like pain was more intense. And I think because of shading, it was like constant, like that right here on my bone, so that was uncomfortable, and that was the only time when I was just like you know, yeah, I want it to be over. But it never is really bad, because trust me, I hate pain and tattoos are never that bad for me. So the meaning of this tattoo is, I think there are a few meanings. I actually don't know at this point. I'm just like, it's a beautiful piece, I love it, like, you know, I just wanted something between my boobs. I don't know. The meaning is that the rose represents Tupac Shakur's, you know, song, Rose That Grew From Concrete. Like, I really love that one, and I always thought that's me, it's about me. So that's that. And the moon, like, my name Leila means night in Arabic, so I always felt like connection to that time of the day, night. And you know, moon represents that, but also moon, I love the moon. It's so beautiful, you know, and it's like cultural connection that's being associated with us. So like moon, just like always, I love moon. Like, and I have so many more moon tattoos, we're gonna get there, but like I love it. And also then I was thinking that I think I also got it because like Sailor Moon, like, you know, I always loved Sailor Moon, and I would love to have like a little representation of her. So that's like a lot of different meanings, but like overall it's like symbolism and just a beautiful tattoo by an amazing artist, because she creates really cool floral works, so I really wanted flowers from her, so that's why I got it. Next tattoo I actually kind of just went and got, like, I told her, hey, actually I have another idea, do you have a spot for me? And she did, and I came and we just put on this side, so it's like matching, you know. I have my own muse, I designed it myself. I saw basically like this tattoo on Pinterest where it was like something like love yourself or something, where it's like two different fonts, and I felt like that's so cool. And then I was like, I want something like that, and I always wanted to put I am my own muse. So it just like, it all came together. Like, I don't know, ideas just, when it comes to tattoos, I have so many ideas, and they just like, they're born so quickly, and I'm like, wow, that was easy. And I actually already chose fonts and everything, and she just put it together, you know. All of the tattoos she did, I never touched up, and they're looking incredible even years later, so I'm very grateful and happy. After that, we got tattoos, matching tattoos with my husband. This one, it's our wedding date, 21st of June 19 what 19 I wanted to say my birth year, 2019. That's when we got married, and we got it on our wedding anniversary, so on 21st of June 2021. I don't want to say who did it because I don't like it. Like, I mean, of course it represents a lot, but like if you even compare these two to each other, you'll see that this one looks like perfect, you know, thin line, and this is how I wanted this one to be. And you know, it was our fault, my fault, because I'm the one who always like looks for artists and stuff. I should have known that, and I should have just looked for someone who works with thin lines. But at the time we lived in Slovenia, and there weren't that many thin line artists. I don't even know I ever saw anyone who worked like with thin lines, so that's why I never got tattooed there. But it was just kind of like me and my husband, we were talking about it for so long, and we were just like, let's go and get it, you know. So we booked it, went on our anniversary. But you know, whatever, I don't care. It's just like, it represents a lot. But I think if you ask me, the least favorite style wise, it's this one, which sucks because the meaning of it is beautiful. It's our wedding day, and yeah, we have matching tattoos. Nice. So then what did I get? Yeah, I think then I didn't get tattooed for a while, and then my next one was this one. I don't know if this is my favorite or sternum. I think this one, just because like it's more like a jewelry, you always see it, like I don't know, I love this one. And it took me so long to design it. I literally made a sketch and went with that sketch to my new tattoo artist that I just love so much. Her name is Dasha, and she is based here in Prague, and she's just so talented. And when I found her, I just knew I need to go to her because her works, like thin lines, everything, I was just like, oh my god, she is so talented, I need to go. So I wanted Ornamental Tattoo, like henna style tattoo, for a while. I kind of was inspired by Rihanna, Miss Girl Rihanna, Her Majesty, you know. Like I just, every time I would see her, like her tattoo on her arm just looks so cool, you know. And I was like, oh my god, it looks so cool, I need one. But I was so scared to get a tattoo on my arm because it's like everything else is hidden, no one knows that I'm tattooed. But here, like, you know, attention, my dad being unhappy with me, all of that, I was actually freaking out. So it took me a long time to finally do it. So I was looking for the right artist, especially after this one didn't turn out how I wanted. I was like, no, I cannot have this one anything but perfect. So I was so worried that like they will not understand my idea, you know, and everything. And that was my first time going to my current tattoo artist. So I just like, I made the sketch and went to her, and I was like, this is what I want. And then she sent me the design. Oh, actually, we were supposed to get this tattoo in, I actually don't remember. Damn, like I think sometime in March. And she has a long waiting list. So I emailed her, I remember, beginning of the year, around New Year or after New Year. So like around this time, either the end of December or beginning of January, right? Because I was like, I'm getting it done, period. And then like she was like, yeah, I have available like in March. And I was like, oh damn. And I waited. And then I got a new job, and so, you know, first 3 months you gotta be on your best behavior. I couldn't just like take a day off, you know. So I was like, hey, listen, we gotta postpone it. So we did, and then eventually I got it, I think either April or May. I need to double check. This year, 2022, I got this one. And you know what, everything was worth it. Like I waited for it for so long, like literally took me like half a year, and it lived in my head even longer. But I don't regret it. Like it's better to find the right artist, to spend time looking for the right one, to spend time making sure this is the design you want, making sure you won't regret it. And this is like, I don't know if you can say it's the biggest piece I have, because like sternum is also quite big. I don't know, but it's just like very noticeable, and I'm just so happy with it. It represents my Azeri side. So basically moon is like, our flag has moon, and I wanted like that there, and I also love moon, as I said. And basically we are one of those ethnicities that have henna nights. And if you don't know anything about like henna nights and Middle Eastern cultures, is that before you get married, you get together with your girlies, and you know, you have henna night where you paint henna on your hands, your fingers. It's so pretty and everything. I never had that, but I was just like trying to incorporate my culture, and I really love that aspect, and I didn't want to appropriate anyone's culture, so I'm representing my own. And then after I got this tattoo, I was like, you know what, I need something to match the other hand. As you guys realize now probably the same happened with my ribs and the same happened with my hands. So next time I went to Dasha, I got actually I don't even know how many tattoos, but like a lot of them. So basically at first I just got this. I'm gonna insert a photo. What was it first? I just wanted something minimalistic, something small, but also on this arm, something, you know, I brought a lot of like inspo photos, and Dasha did amazing, my tattoo artist. I was happy with it, but then the time passed, and you know, at first I was happy with it, and then like I got this tattoo before my new job started. Then my new job started, and then I got COVID, and when I was sick with COVID, I was laying in bed looking at this tattoo and kind of hating it. I don't know, like I just had really bad mood during COVID overall, so like everything was pissing me off, and like this tattoo for some reason was pissing me off. I was just like thinking full on that I wanna laser it off. I was like regretting my tattoo, which I never do, by the way. And I was like, oh my god, I rushed into it. I wasn't thinking, there's no meaning in this tattoo, and I'm the type of person, if there's no meaning, I don't want it, you know. That's what I realized, like everything has to have a meaning. It didn't have a meaning before, and I was not happy. I was like not sure. So then when I went for correction, the thing with thin lines, by the way, you get your pieces touched up at least once, because thin lines fade, so you need to find a good artist that can work with thin line tattoos, but also be prepared to have multiple corrections. But honestly, with this one I only had one correction and it looks great. But we'll talk about finger tattoos and then you'll hear more about it. So when I went for correction, I told her, hey, listen, I actually hate this tattoo. Let's do something about it. And at first I thought I just want to add more lines, more like maybe leaves like here, maybe like some stars, something. I don't know. But I was like not sure. So we like kind of like, I threw ideas and she was like, okay, sure, come next Friday. By the way, these like tattoos on my fingers, this one and this one, I got like, I think October, was it? Yeah, pretty recently, like a month ago. So yeah, and she was like, okay, come next Friday, let's do it. And then literally the next day I get an idea that originally I really wanted to have a snake here and another animal, because that represents my parents. So my mom is a snake, her like Chinese calendar sign, I don't know, is a snake, and my dad's, I'm not gonna say because I still want to get that, so you will see when you will see. So I wanted those two animals together, like my mom and dad, but every time I would say that to my parents, they were against it. My mom is pretty cool with my tattoos. She actually told me this one looks so cool. She's like, it literally looks like a jewelry. Like, I wasn't even asking. She's just like, we were talking and she's like, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. And I was like, oh my god, my mom loves my tattoos. That's so awesome. But my dad, like, I told him I got this one. It was so dramatic. He was like, how could you do that? It looks awful. Like, your hand looked so beautiful, now it's like not beautiful. Oh my god, like, you know, I told him I don't have time for this, like really, I'm too old for this. I'm 27, I think I can decide what I want. So anyways, I was like, okay, like I know I need to get a snake here, girl. Like, I need a snake. First of all, it's beautiful. Second of all, it's my mom's sign, Chinese sign, I don't know, what, Chinese zodiac sign. My mom supports my tattoos. And then I was like, what does even it mean, like snake, like what does it represent? So then, you know, there are so many different meanings, and the one I really feel like spoke to me, because I basically had this agreement at that previous job. So when I was sick with COVID, I was let go. It was like a very traumatic experience, not gonna lie, but like I'm over it now, so it's whatever. And then there were many different meanings for serpent, snake, you know, in many different religions it means many different things, many different cultures. But the one that really spoke to me in that period that I was going through is that it represents like transformation, you know, and circle of life basically, that in order to continue living, snake needs to shed its skin and the cycle continues, you know. It's like renewal of life. For me at the time, it felt like I am shedding my skin as well, like I'm letting go something that I felt like was the one for me, like in terms of my career. Like I was like, this is amazing, this is perfect, and the more I look back, the more I realized it wasn't for me. Like every rejection is a redirection, so I just leave that part behind, and just like a snake, I continue going, you know, for better things. And the snake is now kind of going towards the sun, like her head, as you can see, is like in the sun. And as this also represents my mom, funny thing is that the sun is on the flag of Kazakhstan and my mom is Kazakh, so as this hand represents Azeri flag and just Azeri culture, the sun represents Kazakh side, because also Kazakhs, before they were converted to Islam, believed in the sun. It's called Tengriism, I think. The sun really means a lot for Kazakh people historically, you know, so it just like interesting symbolism there. But now this tattoo like has also very deep meaning, so I turned something that I hated into something that I loved, and now I just look at it as a reminder that it's okay when something is being taken away from you or you're not being chosen. You know, things happen, and you know, you just move on and you continue living and leave that old skin behind, and it's all for the better. Okay, next, we're almost done, you guys. Synchronicity. This one I wanted for a long time. Ever since I got like the date of the wedding, I was like, I need synchronicity, because if you don't know, synchronicity is this basically term or concept that Carl Jung, psychoanalyst Carl Jung, introduced, and I read his book about it, and I believe in that. Like I believe that there is no such thing as a coincidence, that everything happens for a reason, that there is no way like two people meet and it's just coincidence. There is no way like you are at the right time in the right place. Like there are too many things in my life that I just know it's synchronicity. Like it's meant to be, you know. It means a lot to me. So if you care about synchronicity, you want to know more about it, just Google that, synchronicity, Carl Jung, and you'll get more info on that. And I also recommend you to read the book. And the last 8, I want to say 4, but 8, these finger tattoos. Here I have dots, here I have the star, here's the moon, and here is the sun. So I really just wanted to get my fingers tattooed, and I was just like throwing something there, and you know, now they kind of go well with the rest of my tattoos. Dots, I mean, I love dots, I have them in many of my pieces. The star, I have it here in between my boobs. And moon, this is like, now I have 4 moon tattoos actually, you know. So moon, obviously I had to, I love the moon. And the sun, I have it here. So also pretty like easy to digest, you know. So no meaning there, just really wanted finger tattoos. These are the only tattoos that have no meaning, and it's okay for me. Like I want to add more, but now not matching on both hands, but something else, because now I'm like, actually it's more cool and fun when they're not matching. So that pretty much sums up my video for today, you guys. It took me so long, like I said, to film it, and even longer to, I feel like, just sit down and explain everything. So if you made it this far and finished this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss when you upload. Click that bell to get notified about my new videos, and I will definitely update you on my next tattoos. I already have so many other ideas. I really need to slow down because soon I won't have any space left. Like I swear, I know I still look pretty, you know, clean, you know, without tattoos, but like sometimes I just really, I want to put one here, you know, everywhere. But then I'm like, girl, slow down. Because when I made this mistake, not mistake, but I was just like, I hate this tattoo. I was like, yeah, you really need to take time deciding whether you want something or not, what it means, what it represents. Better think more than once than regret it for the rest of your life, because tattoos are forever, okay? But whatever you want to do it. And if you don't like tattoos, why did you even watch this video? Honestly, no one asked you to. But if you love tattoos like I do, let me know which one was your favorite. Make sure not to copy anyone's tattoos, by the way. And yeah, I'll update you guys on my new tattoos when I'll have more. And I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye.